When we think about sugar, we think about its sweetness and pleasure. Centuries ago, an ancient perennial grass of Austronesian origin found its way onto our taste buds and economies around the world, including the heart of East Africa, Uganda. Beneath the might of the golden sun, fields of green majestically sway in the wind. In these humble stokes, the journey of sugar begins, a journey of patience, perseverance, sacrifice, and innovation. Born from the earth, shaped by nature, and refined by humanity, with every granule holding the essence of history, labor, and nature's delicate balance. This is the story of a humble sugar giant working its way up as the first sugar factory in Uganda. The Sugar Corporation of Uganda Limited, Scoul. Over a century ago, a bold dream took root in Uganda. The Meta family, led by visionary Nanji Kalidas Meta, embarked on a journey to transform the region's sugar industry. What began as a modest endeavor soon blossomed into a cornerstone of progress.
My grandfather was born in 1887 in the small village of Gorana in Gujarat, which is on the western coast of India. He was one of 5 children, and he had a very easy, carefree childhood, spent running around on the beach. He loved the sea. The sea for him held a place of awe and mystery and adventure, and he'd heard all these tales about Indian merchants sailing in ships between India and Africa to establish trade. My grandfather saw this, and he, also wanted to go. He wanted to go with his brother. So somehow he managed to convince his parents to let him go and work with his brother in Madagascar. He was only 13 years old. And so at the age of 13, he boarded the first available vessel, which happened to be a primitive wooden dhow with these heavy sails, and he set sail for Africa. For my grandfather, this was a journey of a lifetime. This was the adventure of his life. He's a young 13-year-old boy who's leaving his family behind. He's leaving everything he knows behind, and he's venturing out into the unknown. So in 1901, he arrived in Mombasa. He set foot on Africa for the first time. And from there, the journey continued to Madagascar. Within a few days of their voyage, a violent storm broke out. And he describes this in his book, and he says that the vessel, it's a wooden ship, was tossed around like a little toy by these gigantic waves and howling winds. Everyone on board had to, grab whatever utensils they could find and scoop the water out. Eventually, they had to offload 50% of the cargo that they were carrying, and they had to even cut one of the masts. It's a miracle that they survived this journey, and after 5 months, they arrived in Madagascar, and he was reunited with his brother. So in Madagascar, he started working with his brother. He learned the ropes of the trade very quickly, and he even learned how to speak French. But his stint in Africa was very short-lived, because in 1902, a deadly plague broke out, and his brother sent him back to India. When he got back to India, he started to get very, very restless, and he yearned to go back to Africa. This time he wanted to go to South Africa, following in the footsteps of Mahatma Gandhi, his idol. But while he was waiting for his permit, he decided to go to Uganda in search of his uncle. So from Mombasa, he went by rail across the Rift Valley to Kisumu. And from Kisumu, he went by steam. He crossed Lake Victoria by steamship. I think he fell in love with Uganda as soon as he reached here. He described it as the land of nature's bounty and eternal fertility. So in the early 1900s, there were no amenities of conveyance. There was no transport system in place. And my grandfather, who was essentially a trader, used to travel for miles on end by foot into dense jungles and forests, teeming with wild animals and crossing lakes and rivers which were infested with crocodiles, into the remotest corners of Teso and Lango districts to barter things like cloth and wire and pearls, which he would exchange for ivory and sesame. So the indigenous tribes at first were quite wary. They'd probably never seen any foreigner before. But eventually they started to, get very excited, and they thronged to the camps. So the local chiefs would often give him gifts of goats and chickens. I don't think he ever told them he was vegetarian. So my grandfather would travel between Jinja and Kampala very regularly, and he would always pass this beautiful, peaceful village of Lugazi, which absolutely captivated him. He was taken by its, undulating hills and its natural beauty, so much so that in 1920, he bought 2,000 acres of land here from a local chief. It was here in Lugazi that he decided to set up his sugar factory. And so in October 1924, exactly 100 years ago, he set up what he called the Uganda Sugar Factory, which was Uganda's first sugar factory. This was inaugurated by the then governor of Uganda, Sir Geoffrey Archer. So my grandfather was working 18 hours a day. He was exhausted, and in 1941, he decided to move back to India due to ill health, leaving the business in the hands of his two eldest sons, Kimji Bhai and Dhirendra Bhai. In the late 1950s, his youngest son, Mahendra, that's my father, took over the East African operations.
Nanji, driven by ambition and a deep sense of purpose, laid the foundation for what would become a legacy of excellence. His unwavering commitment, along with the support of his family, set in motion a century of innovation and growth. Today, Scoul's story is a testament to that original vision. Spanning thousands of hectares, the company is a shining example of how dedication and hard work can turn dreams into reality.
100 years is a long time for any industrial group to have worked in any country. The Mehta Group has achieved this through hard work, entrepreneurship, and innovation in its time in Uganda. Uganda Sugar Factory, as Lugazi Sugar was then known, was first set up in 1924, and it was the first sugar factory in Uganda. At that time, it was crushing 300 tons a day. It continued to expand and improve in quality and delivery. Today, Sugar Corporation of Uganda Limited, as it is known, is crushing 5,000 tons of cane a day, has over 7,000 outgrowers supplying cane, and has over 7,500 employees. In 1962, the Mehta Group set up the first heavy engineering plant in Uganda, Yugma Engineering. It made and still makes sugar machinery and machinery for infrastructure such as jaws, jaw crushers, and other heavy equipment. In 1968, Cable Corporation Limited was set up as an import substitution project because at that time, cables were being imported into Uganda. Again, it was a first. Today, Cable Corporation is the largest and oldest cable factory in Uganda, having crossed half a century, and is the largest supplier to all the utilities. Sugar Corporation of Uganda, or Lugazi Sugar as it is better known, also set up the first extra neutral alcohol unit in Uganda in 2012, followed by the first food-grade carbon dioxide unit in Uganda, which has become the biggest supplier to Coke and Pepsi. This has been made possible through the continued support of the government of Uganda, our staff, employees, and stakeholders. We look forward to the coming years of expanding this partnership and being a partner in Uganda's progress.
I've worked with Scoul since 2020. Scoul is a nice company to me. They pay us well, they pay us on time, and also the working conditions are good. I've managed to do several things, like paying school fees for my children from the money that I earn from school, and also I save some money that I invest in the land at home in Chenjojo.
I started working here in 1995, November 15th. I've enjoyed this place here, greenhouse. The management's good. We've enjoyed it. That is why we look like this. They are paying us nicely. At least as I've worked for those good years, I'm not demanding any month. Every month they pay me promptly, in time. I've managed to pay school fees for my children because of this company. We have some benefits we are getting from Meta Group, like IE, hospital. We always go there when we are sick. And even our children, they do the care. We have a school down there, Meta SS. We pay half people who are working here.
The Meta family's influence extends beyond Scoul. The Meta Group, a diversified conglomerate, encompasses various ventures including hospitality, insurance, agribusiness, and cable production through its several companies all over the world. From the fields to markets, the Meta Group's ventures are a testament to a shared commitment to excellence and progress. Their influence continues to shape and uplift communities all over the world. Built on 4 pillars: healthcare, education, poverty eradication, and environmental sustainability, the company creates an impact far beyond its businesses. Scoul has continued to reach and transform lives through its various corporate social responsibility initiatives in Uganda, building schools, medical facilities, and championing charitable causes. Today, Scoul leads with a vision for a sustainable future as the first Ugandan company to receive carbon credit with a zero effluent discharge score. Embracing renewable energy and innovative conservation practices, the company is committed to protecting our planet for future generations. Here's to a century of dreams realized, challenges overcome, and lives transformed. Scoul's story is a powerful reminder of what can be achieved with vision, passion, and a commitment to making a difference. Thank you for joining us in celebrating this extraordinary journey. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation, community, and continued success.